For over 2,000 years, one name has echoed through history, a whisper of a golden age lost beneath the waves, Atlantis. Is it just a myth, a philosopher's cautionary tale? Or was it a real place, a magnificent civilization erased from the map? Today, we dive deep into the legend, separating fact from fiction in the search for this lost city. Our story begins not with ancient mariners or dusty maps, but with a philosopher in ancient Athens. Around 360 BC, Plato wrote the dialogues Timaeus and Critias. In them, he described Atlantis, an island nation larger than Libya and Asia combined, located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we now call the Strait of Gibraltar. According to Plato, Atlantis was a paradise. It was founded by Poseidon, the god of the sea, who fell in love with a mortal woman named Cleito. He built a city for her on a central hill, surrounded by concentric rings of land and water, connected by massive canals and bridges. The land was incredibly fertile. The mountains rich with precious metals, especially a mysterious one called Orihalcum. Said to glow with a red light, the Atlanteans were a marvel of engineering and culture. They built magnificent temples, harbors filled with triremes, and a sophisticated society governed by wise kings descended from Poseidon's 10 sons for generations. They lived in harmony and virtue, but as Plato tells it, the divine nature weakened over time, greed and ambition corrupted their hearts, they became arrogant, launching a massive military campaign to conquer the lands of the Mediterranean, including Athens. But the Athenians, despite being outnumbered, fought with unmatched valor and defeated the mighty Atlantean army, and then cataclysm. Plato writes that in a single, terrible day and night. Violent earthquakes and floods struck the island, Atlantis, with all its people and all its glory, sank into the depths of the sea and disappeared. Plato's account is incredibly detailed. He gives us the city's layout, its political structure, its resources. It feels so real. But was it? For centuries, scholars have debated this very question. Was Plato telling a true story passed down through generations as he claimed? Or was he creating an allegory, a fictional state to illustrate his political and philosophical ideas about the ideal society versus a corrupt one? This is where the modern hunt begins. If Atlantis was real, where could it be? The location Plato gave, beyond the Pillars of Hercules, points directly to the Atlantic Ocean. This has fueled countless expeditions. Some have looked at the Azores or the Canary Islands, the peaks of submerged mountains that could have once been part of a larger landmass. Others have scoured the ocean floor for signs of sunken structures, but the vast, deep Atlantic has kept its secrets well hidden. Then there's a theory that pulls the legend much closer to home. What if Plato's story was inspired by a real-life disaster in the Mediterranean? Around 1600 BC, a colossal volcanic eruption occurred on the island of Thera, now known as Santorini. This was one of the largest volcanic events in human history. It created a massive caldera, triggered enormous tsunamis, and sent a cloud of ash across the region. The eruption devastated the Minoan civilization, a highly advanced Bronze Age culture based on the nearby island of Crete. The Minoans were a powerful maritime people with incredible art, architecture, and a palace-centered society. The timing and the nature of their collapse bear a striking resemblance to the fate of Atlantis. Could the memory of the Minoan collapse, passed down through generations for over 1,000 years, have reached Plato and become the basis for his story? The concentric rings of Santorini today even look a bit like Plato's description of the Atlantean capital. This theory is compelling. It grounds the legend in a verifiable geological and historical event. It explains the sudden, catastrophic end. But it also has problems. Santorini is in the Aegean Sea, not the Atlantic. It's much smaller than the continent-sized landmass Plato described. Supporters of this theory argue that details could have been exaggerated or lost in translation. Over the centuries, a story passed down for a millennium is bound to change, but the search doesn't. Stop there. Other proposed locations for Atlantis are scattered all over the globe. Some researchers have pointed to the coast of Spain, near the Dowana National Park, where satellite imagery has revealed strange rectangular features buried in the marshlands. suggesting a possible ancient city wiped out by a tsunami. Others have looked to the Bahamas, citing the mysterious underwater rock formation known as the Bimini Road. Could this be a remnant of an Atlantean harbor? Or is it a natural geological feature? Then there are the more fringe theories. Some connect Atlantis to the Bermuda Triangle, alien visitations, or a technologically advanced prehistoric civilization with flying machines and crystal power. While these ideas capture the imagination, they venture far from Plato's original text and into the realm of pure speculation, lacking any concrete evidence. So where does that leave us? Did Atlantis truly exist? The honest answer is, we don't know for sure. There is no definitive archaeological proof, no inscription, no ruin, no piece of orichalcum has ever been found that can be unequivocally identified as Atlantis. What we do have is Plato's powerful story, a story that might be a blend of history, myth, and philosophy. Perhaps Atlantis wasn't a physical place, but a concept, a warning about the dangers of hubris and imperial ambition. A reminder that even the greatest civilizations can fall when they lose their virtue. But the lack of proof has never stopped us from looking. The idea of a lost, perfect world is too captivating to ignore. It speaks to a deep human longing for a forgotten past. A golden age, the search for Atlantis is more than a hunt for a sunken city. It's a quest to understand our own history, our potential, and the forces of nature that can shape our destiny in an instant. The legend forces us to look at the world with a sense of wonder, to consider the possibility that there are still great mysteries hidden beneath the waves. From the depths of the Atlantic to the volcanic heart of the Mediterranean, the ghost of Atlantis continues to call to us. Perhaps one day, a discovery will be made that changes everything. But until then, Atlantis remains where it has always been, a tantalizing mystery lost somewhere between myth and memory. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the depths. What do you think? Was Atlantis real? Or is it the greatest story never proven? Let us know in the comments below. And if you love exploring the world's greatest mysteries, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Thanks for watching.